Bill Gates, for many years, and WHO have pushed children to receive DTP vaccine, diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis. It is the most popular vaccine in the world because of their efforts, because of Bill Gates' efforts. And he went in 2016 to the Danish government with this vaccine. You should give us money. Incidentally, we withdrew that vaccine in the 1980s in this country because it was killing so many children. It was causing brain damage, according to NIH study that was done by UCLA. So that we ended it in the United States. We replaced it with the DTaP vaccine, the attenuated version, which is safer but less effective. They did the same thing in Europe, but while it was essentially banned for white children all across the world, the Bill Gates and WHO were giving it to African and Asian children. And so the Danish government said, knowing this, that they were not using this vaccine in Denmark, said, can you show us a study that showed this is actually saving lives? Bill Gates was unable to do that. So the Danish government said, we're going to do this study. And they went to Africa, and the Danes have these extensive, very, very good clinics across Western Africa. And they had 30 years of vaccination records. And what they found, they brought in the best scientists in the world, Peter Aaby, who's one kind of a deity of African vaccine program, and Sigrid Morgensen, and a number of other very, very famous, highly respected pro-vaccination scientists. And they did a study looking at 30 years of records. What they found was that children, that girls who had received that vaccine were 10 times more likely to die than unvaccinated children. And they were dying not of things that anybody had ever associated with the vaccine. They were dying of, they were protected incidentally against diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis, which were the target pathogens. But they were dying of anemia and bilharzia and malaria and dysentery and pulmonary respiratory issues like pneumonia. And nobody had ever connected the dots. It was not until these Danish scientists came in and actually looked at the data over 30 years that they realized, holy cow, this vaccine is killing more people than diphtheria, tetanus, and pertussis did prior to the introduction of the vaccine. And so that's the danger, is that you could have a vaccine for 30 or 40 years and nobody actually notices that the kids who are taking it are worse off from a health perspective because you have never done the placebo-controlled trials, and that is a big problem, and it's a problem that's endemic to the whole field of vaccinology. They never do that trial.